Hey, what's up everybody? Wes here, and I just wanted to make a video today. Now, I've done a video of my top creepiest films. I've done a video of my most disturbing films, and I had this idea, and it's probably not really an original idea, but I'd like to see some video responses from you guys. I looked through my collection, and I wanted to show the films that still scare me to this day. Now, we've all had films that scared us as kids and everything like that, but I want to know what films in your collection still kind of have that scare factor for you today. There may be just a couple scenes, but films that if you actually put them in at night and you turn the lights off and you watch them by yourself, would still creep you out and scare you. I mean, I'm 36 years old, and yes, stuff still scares me. Certain scenes, certain films still have that impact, and honestly there's some that I would not like to throw in the DVD player at 12 o'clock midnight or something like that and turn the lights off and watch them by myself, because yeah, I'd probably get up and turn the lights on. I mean, I would genuinely be scared still. Maybe not the whole film, but like I say, maybe a certain part of it or something like that. I'm going to go through these kind of quickly because I have quite a few, but what I did was I actually just scanned through my horror collection, and I picked out some that, in my opinion, still scare me. And some of you may not agree, but I'd love to see some video responses. What films in your collection still scare you to this day, no matter how old you are? What films still have that impact? So let's get started. These aren't really in any kind of order. First, I chose the Amityville Horror. This is from 1979. Now, this still just has some creepy moments in it that still bother me. One thing, the rocking chair, in the dimly lit room, rocking, things like that. With the doll in it. Looking out the window and seeing the pair of red eyes in the darkness. That stuff's creepy. That scares me. So this film definitely still has some impact. The whole story, whether it's a bogus story or not, I think it is, but the fact that they claim it's based on a true story and everything sort of add to that scare factor on it. Next up, and I've talked about this film millions of times, but it's The Changeling from Peter Medak from, this is like I don't even know what year this is. Like I say, I always have issues finding these dates, but it's from the 80s. But this film scares the crap out of me still. I don't really want to watch this by myself at night. Sometimes I can't even make it all the way through without shutting it off because there's just parts that really still bother me. But yeah, The Changeling still scares me. Cujo, the idea of a rabid dog, stalking you. You're trapped in the car, and you can't get out the car because this dog is just waiting to attack you. I mean, that's scary. So that definitely scares me. It's hot. You're dehydrated. You're out in the middle of the country, and you have no one that can help you, and this dog is just waiting. That's scary. So yeah, Cujo still scares me. It's a potential real life situation that could happen, and that's what makes films scarier, in my opinion. Dead Silence. This is from James Wan, who did Insidious. Parts of this just are creepy. That this Mary Shaw lady. There's a scene where she, I think, kind of floats in through the window or something. It's just very scary. And some of the with the dummies and the puppets and all that stuff, it just creeps me out. So yeah, this one still scares me. Dead Silence. Next up, Event Horizon. I've talked about this one before too, and I saw this in the theater, but more of a sci-fi alien sort of supernatural kind of all rolled into one. This has scenes that bother me. The idea that you're in space and there's this planet out there that you could accidentally go through a black hole and get transported to, and it's like a planet of pure hell, and there's dismemberment and maggots and just horrible cannibalism, and it's just like that idea is creepy because we don't know what's out there. So yeah, this still scares me, especially the scenes that they show of the other place that they go to. The Exorcism of Emily Rose, based on a true story of Annalise McHale or something, I believe, who was a girl that supposedly, got possessed and died and all this stuff. But this movie scares the crap out of me. Anything to do with possession, if it's done well, is creepy. Because you got the devil, you got, supernatural force, something that you can't control, that's invading your body, taking over you, whatever, causing you to act out in crazy ways. The scenes in this that show her, possessed are very scary, and yeah, it still scares me. Along the same lines of that, we have the original Exorcist, of course. This still scares me. There's certainly, scenes in this that bother me, and just the atmosphere and the soundtrack and there's a lot in this. This film is effective, and this is another one that I would not want to watch late at night in the dark by myself. So there you go. The Eye. Now, a lot of these Asian horrors are super scary. They still, they love to use that face with the black hair down in front, like in The Ring, and scenes like that. A lot of weird stuff like that. This is a Pang Brothers film. About basically the story itself, a little girl that is haunted by visions of dead people, and it disturbs her to the point where she hangs herself, kills herself, and then they take her corneas and transplant them into another lady who is blind, and with this girl's corneas, then she starts inheriting the same problem and seeing dead people. It's very spooky. It's beyond the Sixth Sense or something like that in terms of even though it sounds like the same thing, it's just got some really disturbing and creepy scenes, and it still scares me. That is The Eye. John Carpenter's The Fog from 1979, 1980. Still has some really, scary moments, particularly the very end scene, which I won't spoil if you've not seen this, but the ending still gives me chills to this day. So, bam, The Fog. There you go. Let's see. Then I picked The Omen, because again, like I say, anything with the devil and all that is creepy. There's scenes, the kid like riding his tricycle around in the house, and something about the mom when she's like trying to hang a plant or something, and he makes her fall, and I may be a little bit inaccurate. I haven't seen this in a while, but just the creepy moments like that, just the idea of a little kid that's the son of the devil, it just still scares me. So there you go, The Omen. Pet Sematary, Stephen King, Pet Sematary. Ugh. The sister in this, everybody's talked about her, those scenes where, she has to go up and feed her sister, and she has that twisted up, freaky disease, and it's just, oh man, that scares the crap out of me. I don't like to watch that scene. Also, the idea of this, about burying people in a cemetery and them coming back as an evil entity of some sort or whatever, creepy. It creeped Stephen King out so much that he didn't even want to finish the book, and he had to be coaxed into finishing it. So it's a scary thing. It's a Pet Sematary. Pulse is another Asian horror. I've talked about this before too. It scares me. It's hard to describe this one, but it deals with just online suicides and things like that. The atmosphere is just very creepy, and it scares me. I wouldn't want to watch it by myself at night. Sticking with the Asian theme, but porting it over to an American film here, The Ring, which is one that I didn't think would be too scary, because a lot of these remakes, they wind up botching them and everything, but this was really spooky. This one still scares me. A lot of scenes in this bother me, just the whole tone of it. And another one that to this day still scares me. Salem's Lot, Tobe Hooper, TV miniseries of all things. You wouldn't think that a TV miniseries would be so scary, but yes, this is very creepy. The scene where the boy floats up to the window, taps on the window, still scares me to this day. Also, the guy in the rocking chair saying, "Look at me," and stuff like that just creeps me out. So, bam, there you go. Salem's Lot. The Shining, this one probably still creeps a lot of people out. The two little girls in the hallway, the whole tone of this, the story, just everything about that, room that all this stuff happened in, and it's just creepy. It's very scary. The soundtrack, the way it was shot, those tracking shots of the hallways, everything is just scary. It's a scary film, Shining. The Sixth Sense, which of course is along the lines of, The Eye, but a little more modernized and different. Still scary when he gets up at night to use the bathroom and there's like dead people walking around in the hallway behind him and things like that. This is a scary film. It has some very genuinely scary moments and it still creeps me out. So The Sixth Sense. Stir of Echoes, I haven't seen this in a while, but this is a spooky film. Kevin Bacon, just the story, the subject matter. I can't say much about this, but it's still scary. Tale of Two Sisters, another Asian horror. Just very, foreboding and ominous atmosphere, like they all are. Has some creepy scenes. There's one in the bedroom involving, the typical, hair in front of the face girl. But it's scary, and it scares me. And this film scares me. So there you go. Tale of Two Sisters. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just the psychological torture this thing puts you through. I've said before, the dinner scene is just so in your face and disturbing. The idea of, again, being out in the middle of the country, almost like with Cujo, and you're out in the middle of nowhere and there's a guy chasing you around with a chainsaw and there's a crazy family and all this stuff. It's scary. It's a scary concept and a scary idea. And this supposedly was based on true events as well, so bam, there you go. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Finally, I may get some grief for this one, I don't know, but this film creeps me out. It's a Robert Zemeckis, and it's What Lies Beneath with Michelle Pfeiffer, Harrison Ford. A very supernatural ghost story. Has some genuinely scary scenes. This one had an impact on me. I haven't seen it in a while, but it definitely scared me the last time I saw it. So bam, there you go. Blaze through those quickly. I want to see some video responses. I'd love to see what films in your collection still scare you. And like I say, maybe not that original of an idea, but I'd love to see what you got. I admit these films still scare me and creep me out. I probably would not put them on in the dead of night, in the dark, by myself and watch them. That's just me. Some of you may disagree, but show me what scares you. Thanks guys for watching, and I will see you all soon on YouTube. Peace.